Hey, welcome back to another episode of Slick Willy Fly. Today we're going to do something a little different. As you can see, I am not in Sweden. I am home in Florida. South Florida is where I come from and we're home. And what I have right now is some beautiful swordfish steaks, fresh swordfish. So what we're going to do is we're going to make smoked fish dip. And it's a very simple recipe, but it is amazing. So what I have here is my own homemade rub. And I'm gonna do a generous coating on all of the fish. And I have my smoker already going. And I'm using a blend of hickory apple wood, which I happen to like. But you know, really, any rub, any wood, whatever your preferences are. I personally think that white fish is delicious for this recipe, but I also do it with salmon. I've done it with rainbow trout, and it's delicious. So I'm going to put a generous amount on all the sides here. This is this recipe for this I got out of a cookbook many years ago. A super famous smoker, Myron Mixon, and then I took his recipe and I kind of adapted it to my personal preference because I think he had a little too much sugar in his recipe. So I don't use all the brown sugar that he uses, but that cookbook is one of my go-to recipe books. I have a lot of recipes out of that cookbook. So what I have is the smoker started with this hickory apple blend, and now I've seasoned my fish. So I'm going to make a little plate here. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'm gonna stop the video for a second and I'll be right back, and we're gonna put it on the foil and go to the smoker. So you guys all know that normally I enjoy a good rum and coke when I'm tying flies, but we're in South Florida and it's about 85 degrees today and it's just mojito weather, and my absolutely beautiful wife just made some nice fresh homemade fresh squeezed lime juice mojitos. Excellent. So today we'll give the rum and cokes a break because it's mojito day. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little foil boat, if you will, for my smoker. A lot of people like to put their fish directly on the grill racks. I don't like to do that in this recipe. I really don't want this fish to get overly dried out. So I'm gonna put it in the smoker at about 180 degrees. We're gonna smoke for probably about an hour. And then I'll check it. And then we'll come back to the video and I'll show you how to make my smoked fish dip. And I promise you, it's a simple recipe. It is a very simple recipe, but it is absolutely amazing delicious. So we'll be right back. I'll show you my smoker and then we're gonna cut and come back to the finished fish. All right, so here we are at my smoker. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. I'm at about 180 degrees and we're gonna smoke for about an hour. We're good. Perfect. Like it. See you soon. Alright, so hey, welcome back. Now the fish has been in for about an hour. So we're gonna pull it out. Oh yeah, that is definitely ready. Carefully pulling it out. This is why I didn't want to put it directly on the rack. I didn't want to lose this moisture. So now we're gonna come over to my table where my daughter where my daughter is already pre-cutting some onions. The better half of the team here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut red onions as small as possible. We're gonna make it as tiny as possible, and some mayonnaise, and of course the fish. And I'm gonna chop up the fish nice and small, and that's it. We blend it all together. Maybe I add a little bit of salt after, but probably not. To show you that how nice and moist the fish comes out, and I'm just basically breaking it up nice and small, and I'm gonna put it in a bowl. And my daughter's hacking up red onion, and I got the easy half of the cutting here. And Nicole is gonna do an amazing job like she does all the time. And I'm just gonna take all this fish and we're gonna make fish dip.
She looks anything if you want to.
That's good.
That's really good. Tasty. It's got a little...
All right, Nicole, so we've chopped up our onion.
Yep.
And we've chopped up our fish. And now the only thing we're gonna do is a little bit of mayo, and we're gonna blend this all together. So I have 2 different spoons, so I don't make a mess out of the mayo jar. And then when we serve this, it's crackers and a little hot sauce. I might need a little more mayo.
Lime juice.
A lime is nice with this also, agreed. But nothing goes good without a rum and coke. Cheers. Whoops. A little for the taste test. That is good. So this dip is good now. But if you let it sit in the refrigerator for a few hours and get it nice and chilled, then it's really good. Alright, so basically the dip is done and it's chilled. We actually already had dinner. But basically it's just a little fish dip, a little hot sauce, and enjoy. Okay, so I've been smoking fish. Let's see how it looks now. Oh yeah, that is ready. It is time to make some fish dip. Hope you stay tuned. All right, so welcome back. So you've seen me do smoked fish dip in Florida with swordfish. Now I'm going to do the exact same recipe. I have my red onion, except I'm using rainbow trout. So I'll be back in a couple minutes when everything's chopped up. All right, so we're back. So I've already chopped up the fish. It was too much for one cutting board. So as you can see, I chop it up nice and small. I'm going to put it in the bowl. I usually stand when I do this. Now I have my red onion. This was 2 medium onions all chopped up. And I'm gonna have a little bit of mayonnaise, and that's it. And I'll tell you, this is an amazing recipe. Everyone thinks like, oh, that's it. There's nothing more to it. No, this is a very simple recipe. But sometimes simple is better. Sometimes simple is the way to go. I get so many compliments on this recipe, and really the best compliment is how often people ask me to make this and bring this to their parties, or how can I share the recipe. That's a big one. Now, I think that clearly there's better fish. Like, I would say that my favorite fish to make this recipe is fresh caught Florida kingfish. Unbeatable. I love kingfish for this recipe. But I make it with salmon. This one is rainbow trout today. I could do this with almost any fish. Now there are some fish that I catch that I just would never, I refuse. Like a nice grouper or snapper. I'm not wasting a grouper or snapper on fish that's gonna have a different cooking method. Gonna grab a fresh spoon. But pretty much all the other fish that you can think of, I would definitely make into a dip. So now I do need to stand to give this a proper stir. And there it is. This is rainbow trout fish dip. You serve it on a cracker. Hope you can see it. With a little hot sauce. Absolutely delicious. Fantastic. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next video.